ATL.
I know that man. Anyway, don't buy winners.
How much am I getting paid though?
What? Hold up. What the fuck is up with black people always wanting to get paid before we do what we gotta do?
Things have been a little shaky. I mean, hello? I mean, I've been trying to call you for like forever, dude.
Those guys tend to not get along too great.
I am not a designer. You're the designer.
But Shiraz does great work, and Tony has the visions.
Tony, bro.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I can't believe that I actually passed out in the studio with Anthony. I'm sure Anthony was scared as hell to see, you know, me laying on the floor like that. I would have been as well. But I'm glad that I got a chance to get in with Dr. Smith and kind of just see what's going on with me and my body and, you know, what I need to do. For a lot that don't know, I'm diabetic type 2 and I also have stage 4 liver disease. But thank you so much for being concerned. For those that reached out, I hope Anthony's okay though, because, you know, he was a little scared, he was a little worried.
Damn, that was crazy. Like, I did not expect that. I feel like every time I bring an artist in, something happens. Like, I know Nana had lost his best friend, Tony passing out, Mike talking about his girl problems. I might just end up being a therapist or something.
So, there are different types of resting. How do you like to rest? Like mental, spiritual,
Are we
social.
talking resting as in just resting or resting? I need you to be a little more specific.
So resting is taking a break from like the chaos, right? And there's different varieties of resting.
Oh, but I was asking, do you mean resting like in the image of God? Like, what do you mean resting in His Word? Or are you just talking about resting our bodies?
Overall. Resting
overall. I
yeah.
just lay in
How
bed.
do you like to rest? Just laying in bed?
I lay in bed. I put my shows on. You know, at night is different. Okay. It depends. Yeah. So if we're talking about me wanting to rest from the chaos of the world, it would be I just snuggle in bed, get me whatever hot drink it is. I put on my favorite show and probably fall asleep to a good documentary. If I'm trying to rest from like a busy day of chaos, if I'm mentally drained or someone drained me a certain way or I'm feeling exhausted from troubles in life, then resting with the Word.
Oh, gotcha.
What is my role for grounding in grace? My role right now is just trying to edit as much as I can, get myself still more comfortable in front of the camera, keep trying to stick with the momentum of trying to edit, post, also maybe trying to come up with other shorts and stuff like that just to fill in the times for when I'm editing the podcasts. There's places in other countries where they do siestas, which must be nice, you know?
What is that?
Siestas is when like in the middle of the day, I think there's a place in Europe where they close all the stores off for like an hour or two or something and everybody just takes a chill time. And a lot of people take naps. Just kind of like they do in school, even in China.
So it's not like lunch, it's...
No, siesta.
Oh,
like it's everything is closed and you rest.
Wow. Can you imagine if they had that in America?
That would never exist here in America. Here it's all about turning us into robots and stuff. So here we definitely need to focus on resting and finding our own ways to go about resting.
Right. My brain is constantly like on 100 and I'm like multitasking. There's like so many things going around at the house and I find myself, this is where overwhelming, like I get very overwhelmed and I can easily get overwhelmed because I'm trying to take too much on. And what I've realized and learned is that I would crash hard instead of trying to slow down, be in the moment, And after a while, I learned that, okay, I do need to rest. I would go to sleep early. I would go take some time to read. November was really difficult. I was slowly feeling really gloomy. I was showing symptoms of depression and something wasn't making sense. Everything was okay. My surroundings, my environment, my relationships, everything was okay. But there was just this feeling of gloominess that I just couldn't figure out what was going on. And over a period of time, I just started isolating myself more and more because I thought I needed like to rest, a lot of rest. But then I noticed this extreme exhaustion that prolonged, and I started looking into my physical health. I started going to the doctors, and they were trying to prescribe me medicine, and just to ease the symptoms, but there was an underlying symptom, meaning there was something else that was going on. I recently was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. It's called Hashimoto's, and also PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndromes, where there's cysts in the ovaries. This was very difficult for me to accept. It did impact some of my relationships, including Deena, because I just didn't have the motivation or the desire to push through and recordings, and I was too exhausted at home to do any of my day-to-day tasks as a mother and as a wife, and I just couldn't understand what was going on with my body. And once I got confirmed with my diagnosis, that was when I was able to now make the lifestyle changes to my diet, as well as taking in more vitamins, and make all the necessary steps to really get my body working again. Or even when I used to take lunches and stuff, I would try to sit down and just in a state of quiet.
Right.
But then I realized in those moments, I just want to sleep all the time. And then I had to figure out what are other ways of resting. And then there was at one point where I started watercoloring. I remember you showed me how to ground with soil.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. And then there's those social rests where I just want to, I don't want to talk to anybody. And what I've learned in this journey is that those are the moments where I need to be in the Word, or I need to spend that time with God, read it. And it's just something about reading the Bible that after a while you're like, oh, I can do this. Let's keep going.
I am lifting more of the weight at the time, but that's due to some of her experiences that she's going through right now in life. So she's going through a tough time, and as partners, we got to lift each other up. And right now I'm doing some heavy lifting, but I know for a fact that if the roles were turned, she would do the same. We need to put our bodies first, and with God aligned with it, right? Mm-hmm. Am I making sense? Find time for you and let God join you, and you deserve it. We all deserve it, and if we don't give ourselves that quality time, no one's gonna give it to you, especially those that are parents of multiple kids, one kid. It's still a lot, okay?
What's going on, bro? How you been?
The word "how you been" is where I've been. Just working on my health and trying to make sure that I'm good with everything that's going on with the whole, liver situation, and trying to, make sure that Minola is good. I think what I've ran into lately is finding time to manage all those things, right? Mm-hmm. I guess the word that comes to mind is balance control. You can control your balance. You got to control the things that are thrown at you in life. So I've been kind of dealing with that, and it's not easy. I'm not going to say that I've masterminded it. I've just kind of been, dragging along, if you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But what's happening that is kind of major right now is that, how 10 months ago, I sat down at the table at the old space with Nana and a couple other people, mm-hmm. and we talked about what needed to be done to make this successful, mm-hmm. to make Minola grow, to make everything that we were doing, that we're all a part of, actually take off. And I feel like none of those things executed from what we discussed. It's 10 months down the road, and not one email was sent out, not one task was worked on. Today, just a chance to sit down with Talal and get caught up on everything that's been going on, and really just touching base on some things that have been bothering both him and myself. I feel like it was a much needed conversation. We get so caught up in life sometimes that we're not able to really catch up with the people that are the most important to us. So just talking about everything that's happening with his law firm, with 5M Studios, moving from one location to another, trying to get settled into a new office, and then me dealing with my health. It's a lot. It's overbearing. I'm hoping that everything starts to make sense. It doesn't make sense when you don't have the strength to get through whatever you're dealing with. When I think about it, it gets emotional a little bit, because imagine all this work that we're putting in and I never get a chance to see it. So it's pretty hard. It's hard to deal with life as it is, but then when you add having this whole liver disease thing, and then I have people telling me don't talk about it, but I have to talk about it because it's my moment. It's what I'm dealing with right now. But overall, I think about what makes me happy, what makes me smile. You know, hanging around, you know, the group and going out and do the things that we were doing, and trying to get my, you know, streaming TV network off the ground, and do everything that I have to do, be a single dad to my boys. And it's a lot, but to God be the glory and all the great things that he does. And I'm not giving up so easy. I'm gonna keep pushing and keep going.
Yeah, things have been kind of, I share your frustration. You know, a year ago when I came on board, I think I hit the ground running 100 miles an hour. Very excited with everything. I think we've made a ton of progress.
Oh yeah.
You know, getting the studio set up, getting the Minola site, getting the new platform. I think we've accomplished a lot. I tend to personally not give myself enough credit for the wins.
Right.
But I also am a pragmatist that unless you win the game, you can't really pat yourself on the back the whole way.
It's true.
You know, at halftime, the game's not won.
Right.
So I tend to be more critical and more harder on myself, and you know, a lot of stuff that I just didn't anticipate. So, you know, as you know, we've been dealing with losing our space over in Duluth,
Which sucks.
which has been basically all the money that was spent to set all that up is lost, and now I'm having to deal with the landlord, and they don't want to refund any money, and I'm noodling over how much energy I have to really fight with them and whether I'm going to take some legal action or not. What is my take on people not following on commitments? I think that's very common in any type of job, volunteer, club, organization. You're going to have to deal with that. So you can't really get stuck on whether did people do what they're supposed to do. You know, as the leaders, it's our job to get the job done, and we have to figure out a way around it. Can't sit here and make excuses, and everybody has their own life and their own path and what they're doing, and you know, I like to think that I commit to my word, but I'm sure that I mess up every now and then. So really it's just my job as the leader of this group to keep things going and get things done. So I just have a lot on my plate, and I'm sorry to hear about all the health struggles you're having.
Man, it's...
I've gained a lot of weight. I've been stressed out, man. I know you're going through a lot. We're all going through a lot, but we, in life as humans, we all have something that we go through. There's not one person on this earth that doesn't, you know, have a difficult life. Life is hard. Money, no money, rich, famous, you know, common person, not common person.
Nobody's doing better than the other.
Everybody has a lot of crap to deal with.
Something that they're dealing with.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna challenge you. That's always, whenever I get feeling overwhelmed or when I feel like it's too much, I go down and break things down in steps. And these are the 3 things I want to get done today. Even if it's like, I gotta get up and open the door and check the mail, whatever it is. No matter what your like situation is, make yourself 3 things that you're gonna accomplish a day and check
just
that list
accomplish
off
it.
and build on that.
Man, I just want to thank you for sticking by me through all this, and
Always, you know.
we're gonna get through it one way or the other. You know what I mean? And the best is here, the greatest is on the way, and that's it. So what's been going on?
Man, same old, kind of, with the little struggles here and there. But it is what it is. How about you?
Just been dealing with, my health things, and like the other day I was in the studio with Anthony and we were recording and I ended up passing out.
I heard.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard.
crazy,
So
right?
not that I'm laughing at you.
Listen, I even broke my glasses.
Did you really?
Yeah, it cracked, and I didn't even know that it was cracked, so that's why I had to go and get new glasses.
You went face first.
Face down, like boom.
What were you doing,
know what
singing
I
or
mean?
something?
I was singing,
Yeah.
and I just started feeling like really like lightheaded, like very, I don't know, I can't even explain it, like an out of body experience. And then I sat down and I passed out while sitting in the chair.
Talk about being in that song.
But it's related to all the medication that is being pumped in my body.
Right.
And just, I do that injection every Monday, and then it's like a 3, sometimes 4-day span of the side effects.
Yeah.
And then by the time that those side effects wear off,
Right.
I am like feeling, damn, this whole week I didn't want to eat. I done had like 2 pieces of this, 1 of that.
Yeah.
And they're like, eat 3 or 4 times a day.
I mean, what did the doctor tell you when you tell him that? It's like, all the medication you're giving me is killing my appetite, my energy, and then all the stuff you have to do. How are you balancing that?
Well, they're saying you're losing weight. That's a good thing.
Well, yeah.
Get to 185 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's better. Are you going to the gym 4 to 5 days a week or more? And I'm like,
Are you?
yeah. But I was like, what if I don't go to the gym 4 or 5 days
Yeah.
a week or more? And I was like, well, those eye stares that they give you when you ask those questions, right? And I'm just like,
They don't do it either, though.
yeah. I wanted to open up about my health because it's my own individual journey and the process that I'm going through. And, I feel like we as humans feel like we can just be these soldiers and defeat everything that's thrown at us, but it doesn't always work that way. And so, I'm on a different journey and it's difficult. I don't want to go to the gym every day and work out and lift weights and all that stuff. But I have to, whether if I'm tired or not. And, I'll say something right now. I didn't even eat today. I didn't have an appetite. I'm hungry now, but I didn't have an appetite. And then when I do have an appetite, it's running around trying to find foods that I can actually eat that's on the list, because that food could cause the liver to get worse. So it is definitely heavy holded on me right now. So it's just, I don't know, it's hard on my mental and just trying to really put myself always in a positive mindset, you know what I mean? Because the other fear of it is if you get overstressed and you get overwhelmed to an extent, the stress can make it worse.
Yeah.
So now I'm forced to mentally say, no stress, no overwhelm, no worrying, just smile.
Right. Tony came to me and he comes to me talking about stuff, and he's been going through it when it comes to his health. But to be honest, usually I would like to give advice and stuff like that, but he's taken life by the horns, man. I mean, I'm really proud of him. I think a lot of people can look up to him when it comes to this. He's doing what he can. He's juggling so many things, and like any human, we all get down, but he still gets back up, and that's the Tony that I met since day one. So I'm really proud of him for sticking up for himself, putting his foot down, and taking charge of his life and his health. And Tony, if you hear this, I want you to know that you have a friend in your corner that's here to support you and that loves you, and I'm really proud of you.
It's been stressful, especially this whole year, and then a lot of last year. Nana was supposed to be assisting me and trying to lead Minola into the next realm. And honestly, he hasn't done anything, nothing at all. And it's just been me doing all the admin stuff, running the social media,
Really?
coming up with the marketing campaigns and the design and reaching out to the magazines and newspapers, all that stuff. And, you know, granted, I know that everyone has their things that they're doing, but I also have my things that I'm doing too.
True.
But I carry Minola on my back, and it's not tilted. It's not rumbling as I'm walking. It sits still as I go through whatever challenges I face. So if I could do it, you could do it too. But don't say that you're going to do it, and then when it's time to connect that part of the puzzle, it's not done.
Let me tell you something, Tony Tone. If you're going through that struggle, then it's time to move on. Don't keep depending on a person that hasn't been showing up the way you expect a person to show up. But that's on
No
you.
hard
That's
feelings.
your decision.
No hard feelings. It just means that, you know, you're in a different season, and I just got to connect with somebody who really will take it just as serious. And because this is a beast, and we've come so far. Love and light. What's going on with grounded in grace? It's like a tongue twister sometimes.
G-I-G.
G-I, what?
G-I-G.
What's going on with that?
It's going good, man. Well, okay, let me be honest. So we had some struggles going on there. We made an executive decision to part ways. So it was bittersweet. Bitter because I had a whole vision, and you know when you have a vision and something veers off, you're just like,
right.
I was kind of heartbroken. But at the same time, I'm kind of in your spot too. Like, you want somebody that's able to put their 100%, you know, and I love Ericka with all my heart, and she's done wonders, and we still talk every day and stuff, and, you know, but she decided to find her path and was finally sincere about it and told me, and we had a good talk for hours one day, you know, because it got to a point where it was just that a friction when you don't talk the truth about something and you just hold in trying to make everybody happy and stuff like that. It eventually, you're not making that person happy. It's friction, you know. And I told her, I was like, I need you to be honest with me. And we had a heart-to-heart talk, and she finally said it. You know what, Deena, I'm not gonna do it. I can't. I have this thing. I think this vision that I had was for you. And I honestly was sad, heartbroken, but excited at the same time, because that meant I could finally move forward with how I can do, because we were on this back and forth for a whole year. Right. That's a long time when you're excited to get something off the ground, bro. And now she's on her path, a beautiful path at that, and she's doing good. So
success to her.
I'm just now, yeah, amen. So I'm getting the hang of getting my schedule. This is a whole new world for me, bro. It's so new.
World.
Yeah, man. And but now I got people from different states contacting me, wanting to share their story on my show.
That's
so
amazing.
I can't complain. At the end of the day, God knows what he's doing, so I'm good.
Ericka kind of left us abruptly. It was a goodbye without a goodbye. And but I know her and Deena are very close. And I wish her the best of, you know, luck and great success in her new journeys. And I hope to see her sometime, you know, soon.
What led up to Ericka and I officially splitting ways was me being pushy, always asking, are you ready? Are we doing this? Are we gonna do that? And we would record, and it just there was something that just wouldn't give. Like, she was good on her own, I was good on my own, but together, even though opposites attract, and we tend to, like, you know, balance each other on everything, but the podcast, it just wouldn't work. And it came to a point where I knew in my mind, I was like, something's got to give, you know. And she, I think, thought it too, even though she wasn't honest at the time. I think she was feeling it. She knew something was there, but she just didn't want to break my heart. Or maybe she was confused. I don't know, but we decided to sit down. We went to a restaurant one day, and we were there for probably 3-4 hours. talking, and she finally, I told her how I felt and how I thought she felt, so she knew what I was thinking. And she finally came to the conclusion that she was feeling that, and she came clean that she rather proceed on what she knows she's good at. She thought she tried, and that takes a lot of courage, to be honest. So the fact that she even dabbled in this and now is counseling people, you know, is it's truly amazing to me. But that's what led. It was just time, frustration, friction, and that's what led us to go our separate ways. But I think we're both better off now for it. So Ericka, I don't like to speak too much upon her behalf because this is still the beginning of her journey, but she's out there taking names, kicking butt also, and is gonna start her own practice. So she's gonna be helping so many people, and she's actually been helping even with my relationship with my fiance and making it stronger with Declan, my son, that's his name. And she's just changing lives, friends and stuff, and now she's going full-blown into her practice. So that's what she's doing right now, and I think this is her calling for sure, and this is what God wants her to do, teach and help others.
The f is this? Oh hell no, man! I can't do
Oh
this.
man, you don't like it, bro? Like, look at all the great work that they did at moving things up.
What? But I was told this was supposed to be cleared. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I did not buy a renting unit to put my studio in and look at. Nah, bro. There was a day where we walked into the studio. We had a guest that came in and did a photo shoot that was interfering with all of our offices, and the office assumed that they were part of our crew, but it was indeed not. So I feel like that kind of ruined the whole situation because they were fine before it all. They knew what the expectation was of what we were planning on doing, and they were okay with it. So the fact that that happened, it kind of interfered other people to come in just because of how they were blocking off the whole building. But I feel like it's something that we needed to get done, just based on the location that we were at. I just feel like it wouldn't work out in the long run. And I brought that attention to law, and we both agreed that this was probably the right decision to do it. All right, but all serious note, it is open, which I like. It's very open. I feel like we could work with this.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
It's a lot more different than the other spaces that we're in. You know what I mean? We know that when we're here, it's gonna only be us and not other people walking in and kind of being nosy and seeing what we got going on. So I just, picture it without having, all this crap in here, and then, one side Minola, one side 5M. Just kind of works out. We're at the end of the day still together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anthony has a lot going on, and I feel like he's already kind of going through his own situations with 5M Studios and dealing with the bullshit that's going on over there. So him and Talal are already like super overwhelmed with that, and so it kind of just leaves me hanging a little bit. And I think my frustration is not so much with Anthony and Talal. It's more with Nana, because we all individually have tasks and things that we need to do. And I don't know, I'm frustrated. It's been kind of like crazy on the Minola side because, we got all this shit going on with the move and people talking shit about us in that building because they're saying whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which they never shared with us, the whole reason why they said we had to get out. But then on the outside of it, I'm dealing with the marketing, the posting on the social media. I don't know how much more I can really take. And, Nana's out of it. He stepped, out of the whole situation and focused on something else.
Well, we can't give up now. You know what I'm saying?
We come too far.
Yeah, we got to law. How we started, we got to finish it the same way. So I know me and Talal has been going back and forth, but we all got the same picture, same goal,
Right.
So hopefully we'll come out stronger and try to get this up and running. You know?
The saying is, the best is here, the greatest is on the way, right?
Right, exactly.
So that's what we gotta stay focused on.
There's a lot of things that have been going on, so I've had a lot of experiences that have been going on. Not only have I grown, but I've also graduated. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to do more. I've expanded my horizon in terms of music. Now I know exactly what I want to do, what kind of artist I want to be. I'm about to do a little bit more fashion. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a happy person. Obviously, when you get hit with grief or you experience something that knocks you off, you know, your game a little bit, hey bro, it happens because that's just life. But you come back better and stronger. I have a couple of people on my team now that I've actually started working with, so we about to shoot some stuff. We about to experiment with some stuff. We about to just all around, really, the sky is the limit. And I would just say I have time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tied down, or I'm not really in any situation where like I can't do whatever I want to do. So that's basically where I'm at. It's a great feeling to be able to, you know, surround yourself with people around you and just do the things or bring to life the things that you're inspired by. I want to do pop. Obviously, I'll go into other genres, but like R&B pop, I want to inspire like an entire generation of people. I want to inspire the people around me. I want to influence people around me, you know, just by who I am, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to spread positivity and just creativity. Like I said, I'm always about the creativity. I want people to see that like, you can make anything. We're all creators. But ultimately, I'm in a place where not that I feel confident, I am confident in not only what I can do and what I have done. I always go back to look at the work that I did in the past and try to touch it up with what I've learned to make myself a better version in the future. And it's great to see when things start aligning and things are put in place and you're walking through doors of opportunities and you're meeting people who want to help you bring your vision to life. Yes, it's an amazing feeling. So yeah, I'm in a great place. When I look back to the time that I made Horror Parlor, even before it was supposed to be part of the horror movie, Horror at Minola, I've grown, I've progressed, I've met new people. Tony's changed, Ricky's changed, Noble's grown, Jidea's grown, right? So all of that. And man, just expect big things and manifest big things. Never talk negative on your spirit. Always talk positive on your spirit, because your spirit don't know the difference. So you gotta talk positive and be delusional. People might think that it's a joke. You gotta be delusional in order for your dreams to come true. Not a little bit, a lot. You really gotta be delusional to believe that in a world of 7 billion people, you're him or you're her. Trust me. And the universe will make it happen.
So, you know, starting my journey, of course, every journey you go in with positivity and you're extremely excited and you're about to take on the world, right? But then, of course, like any journey, there's gonna be speed bumps, and I came across a couple. It's funny because even though you guys were a part of the beginning of my journey, I feel like my journey is just now beginning after the hiccups that I had to go through. So you guys know, it started with Ericka and I, and even though her essence is still in this room, it's no longer like that, you know? So I had to retract a lot of things, and a lot of ideas and excitements and plans have been changed, and now I'm solo, which is good. I'm actually very excited. I'm excited that it worked out this way, but it took a whole year to get to this point, and but the struggles were hard, because you tend to lose hope. I lost hope a couple of times. I was confused a lot of the times. I was angry a lot of the times. Yes, Christians get angry and whatever. And so yeah, I got bitter at some points. There's times where I was angry at her. I was angry at Ericka. Because I knew that she wasn't all in it, and I knew that she wanted to be in it, and you know, a lot of confusion. I got pissed at some points, but I prayed about it, and I finally spoke to her about it, and she spoke to me, and now this is where my journey begins. So everything else has just been trials and a lot of learning in that, and I'm able to move forward with more tools in my pocket, and it's still a good friend next to me supporting me on the outside of all of this. So thank you, Ericka, for being there for me always, and even with all the downfalls and ups and downs that we've had together, I still love you with all my heart, and I'm so proud of where you're headed now, because I know you're meant for greatness, and thank you for guiding me to this. So, welcome to my new journey. So, to be honest, when we first started our YouTube channel, it was stagnant, even with the videos that we had posted and stuff. And we had views and subscribers from our friends and family, but then it just stayed. And that was my confirmation too. Ever since I started doing the changes and I did the videos, it's been going up. I've gotten a lot of beautiful viewers and returning viewers. Thank you guys. And I'm excited. I can't believe that people don't mind looking at this. and they don't mind hearing my voice, because I stutter. If you guys go to YouTube, you guys are gonna see these little clips where I'm like stuttering, but I don't cut it out, because I want everybody to know that I'm human and I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to get the word out. And it's growing. It's slowly but surely, and I think that's the healthy growth, if I learned correctly. I don't know. So yeah, be sure to add on to that if you guys are interested. I don't know. I think you'll like it. Subscribe now.
What would I have done differently if I could go back? I probably would have been a little more measured with some of the moves that I made. I thought that certain things were going to move a little bit quicker and smoother, but I learned a lot from those situations, and you know, everything's still on track, maybe a little bit delayed. But what would I do differently? I would just probably be a little more measured and kind of try to maybe not tackle as much all at one time. Do I still believe in the vision for MinolaTV? Yes. Why wouldn't I? Nothing's really changed except a few little roadblocks, obstacles that have gotten in the way, but that's to be expected in any time that you try to do something new and great. So yes, 100%.
I'll be ready to step up, because I know what Minola represents and what is, you know, is go based off his grandmother. So leaving a legacy, no, I'm not trying to do that. So if he needs me to fill in that role, I'll be more than gladly to do that.
I feel great. I feel amazing that we have come this far and faced a lot of challenges in our journey of just being successful with, you know, our individual goals, whether it was grounded in grace with Deena and Ericka, or with 5M Recording Studios with Anthony and Talal and, you know, Nana, our MinolaTV network with myself, just kind of working with production and everyone to make sure that the goals that we set for ourselves, you know, that we're successful with it. Mentally, it has been a toll on me. It has weighed a lot on my mental standpoint. The worry if I'm gonna be around to see everything that's happening with MinolaTV network and where we're gonna end up in the next 1 year, next 2 years, next 6 months. But to God be the glory in all the great things that he does. I am still here, I'm still smiling, I'm still living, I'm still breathing. I'm not gone yet. And you know, God hasn't counted me out yet. I'm still in the holy plan. I'm still in his plan. And as long as I'm, you know, here, I'm gonna do everything that I can in my power to make sure that this, you know, journey that I decided to take in 2023, that it actually happens, that my grandmother up in heaven right now is looking down and she's smiling. And she says, my grandson is making my name a legacy. And that's what it's all about. Season 2 is gonna be filled with a lot of new things. Some things that you didn't see in season 1, you're gonna see in season 2. A few more episodes to give us more, story of what's going on. A little bit more personal life situations. It's gonna be jam-packed. So if you thought you only got a piece of the pie in season 1, wait till season 2 come around. It's gonna be phenomenal. So make sure you stay tuned, keep watching, keep looking, and keep supporting, keep sharing the news, because MinolaTV is the best thing that's here. All we're doing is waiting for the greatest to arrive. Coming up.
Welcome to Making It in the ATL reunion.
We are not trying to be another social media platform where anybody can just throw whatever they want up.
I felt bad because I feel like I couldn't meet what we were trying to do anymore.
So yes, like I said, without me, there's no 5M.
Oh?
Hey, is there a problem, man?
Uh-oh.
Meet me outside.
Come on, I'll be happy to.
Meet me outside.
Happy
bro.
to.
All right, let's do it.
Security,